Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about a controversial and commonly discussed workplace practice here in Singapore: salary deductions when employees report late for work. Many companies have policies to deduct salaries if employees are late, but are these deductions legal? What are the laws governing this practice? Let's take a closer look. It's no secret that some Singapore companies impose salary deductions when employees report late. The rationale behind this practice is usually to encourage punctuality and productivity. By deducting a part of an employee's salary, companies believe they are reinforcing discipline. While this practice might be common, the legality of salary deductions for lateness isn't so straightforward. It involves both statutory regulations and elements of common law that companies must consider carefully. Missteps can lead to significant legal consequences, which we'll explore today. So what does Singapore law say about salary deductions for employees who report late for work? Let's start with the Employment Act. Under the Employment Act, salary deductions are generally restricted. According to Section 27 of the Act, salary deductions can only be made in very specific circumstances, such as absence from work without leave, damage or loss caused to the company by the employee's negligence, and deductions for advanced salary or loans. Salary deductions due to lateness are not explicitly provided for under the Employment Act. The Act permits deductions for absence, but doesn't automatically authorize deductions solely for being late. Under common law, employers can establish a contract with employees that sets out specific terms for lateness. However, it is important that these terms are clearly stated in the employment contract, mutually agreed upon, and do not conflict with statutory provisions like those in the Employment Act. The Ministry of Manpower encourages employers to find out why an employee is late and should not unfairly penalize the employee if there is a valid reason. On their part, employees should be responsible in coming to work on time and to inform their employer as early as possible if they are unable to do so. Your employer may deduct your salary for being absent for work. However, the amount of deduction cannot exceed the period of absence. So if you were 45 minutes late, only 45 minutes salary can be deducted. The company's policy for deductions should be clearly communicated to all employees, and any deductions should be well documented. The employment contract should ideally state clearly that the company has the right to deduct salary if the employee is late. If the company deducts salary for lateness without a valid clause in the employment contract or contrary to the Employment Act's provisions, they may face enforcement action by the Ministry of Manpower. Companies also open themselves up to civil liability, meaning that employees can take legal action in the Employment Claims Tribunal against the company for unauthorized deductions. Let's move on to the consequences of not complying with salary deduction laws. Companies who make unauthorized deductions can face enforcement actions from the Ministry of Manpower. As we discussed earlier, fines can be imposed, and in some cases, imprisonment is possible for serious violations. The Ministry of Manpower may also impose additional sanctions, including revoking the company's work pass privileges for foreign workers if the company is found to be non-compliant. Beyond legal repercussions, companies that engage in unauthorized deductions risk damaging their reputation. In today's social media-driven world, employment practices that are perceived as unfair can quickly become public, which can harm the company's image and employees' morale. Thirdly, unlawful salary deductions for lateness can also damage the internal culture within the company. Employees may feel demotivated, undervalued, or anxious about the financial penalties, leading to lower productivity and morale. Companies may accidentally create a hostile or unsupportive work environment, which could drive employee turnover. Finally, unauthorized deductions could lead to civil lawsuits. An employee who feels that their wages have been wrongfully deducted have the right to take the matter to the Employment Claims Tribunal. The tribunal may order the employer to refund the deductions with possible additional penalties. So is it fair for companies to deduct salary for lateness? This practice, while intended to promote punctuality, walks a fine line in terms of legality and fairness. From a legal standpoint, salary deductions for lateness should only be implemented with clear contractual provisions and in strict compliance with Singapore's Employment Act. Employers should ask themselves, is it worth risking legal action, reputational damage, and a potentially demoralized workforce? If companies want to encourage punctuality, there are alternative methods that don't involve monetary penalties. Recognizing and rewarding good attendance by giving out attendance incentives. For example, $200 attendance incentive a month if the employees report on time daily, or by implementing flexible work arrangements or offering employee assistance programs may promote a culture of punctuality without sparking legal concerns or morale issues. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.